cairn is in Scottish, like, they will have multiple layers of rock. So they will stack them. The reason is after we die, our soul can find where we are from and track it and grow. Because we come with some reason to be in this world, right? Sometimes in the body, you cannot finish it. So what happens is even after death, we are pursuing that. So you need to know, because once you are in the energy body, you don't know where your location is geographical. So they use rocks as an anchor to come back and listen. Does it make sense to you? Yeah. So in India, the same thing. They say mind is not relevant. It's our heart. So that's why Diane, when she died, she says, I want to be queen of the heart. Mm-hmm. So within few years, they achieved it for Diane. Like, everybody took on her, Princess Diana.
Oh, yeah.
So eventually she was given that award, right? Princess, like, heart, for the heart. Mm-hmm. Do you know that, or you don't? I think Janet is not tracking, but that's okay. So what happened was I went and there is a store in Somerville called Sophisticated. Instead of sophisticated, SCW. Mm-hmm. And they have the richest fabric, okay? Beautiful fabric. I always because I started my job as a spiritual service provider, as a lactation, bridal braidings, flowers, and my main job is wellness tourism, like, eating, like, the right way. So this is the way I started in 1997. I'm a service provider. I'm still a lactation, but I do it more like for spiritual reason. So, and I do have a license. There is a store, Boston Flower Exchange,
I know, yeah. So
and then Jacobson Florist. Mm-hmm. So I have license, so I can buy wholesale. Like, that's how the whole thing started. Mm-hmm. My planting and stuff. So I have run this business for like 97 till now, 22 years. Mm-hmm. I have 22 years experience as a florist, and then I do everything for healing. But anyway, so I go to this Sophisticated because I used to live in Somerville. Mm-hmm. So I went and I bought, so I was given insight, I need to buy bundles of the stones. And I have no idea why. And then last week, Lymphoma Federation, non-Hodgkin's, released the news that in future, lymphoma would be a green ribbon, this color. So like for me, I get the insight first, and I don't use the logic, and then the reason come later. You understand?
Wow, yeah.
That's the same way the radiation seaweed. She said the reason she's spreading is we are overfishing, so many sea creatures are dying, and so they call her the mother of the sea, because radiation seaweed took over, and so it's feeding all the small critters, so they will sustain themselves, and if they sustain, the big fish can feed off them. So they are re-established, because we are killing with overfishing, oil spills. So many creatures are dying in the sea. So, that's another. So, like forest mother, I'm working with sea mothers. So like you could see, right? So not to be outdone, the earth, the energy, cosmic consciousness takes over, and the theme was this palette. Radiation seaweed is the same palette. Like that plant and the ribbon, fuchsia and gray, right? So you could see all falling into place, right? So I was in this store. There is a woolen garment that is kind of like blackish with red fuchsia tinges, okay? I got it because my kids always love blankie. So I like the idea of wrapping myself with a blankie. Then for the energy in the temple, I got a silk fabric. So I go to the temple and I gave the silk fabric to them as a present. And then I was walking away, and the priest calls me and he says, "What is that you have in your hand?" I said, it's my personal blankie I bought because he had a leftover clearance. So it was like $1, $2, you know. I forgot how much I paid. It's like $1 a yard, like, you know, that's how they sell. They had a leftover piece, 1 yard and 7/8. So 1 and 7/8, okay? And so like, I might have paid like less than $3. I have no idea what I paid for it. So he says, that is what I want. I said, what? I said, I gave you silk. He says, no. The wool looks nice and I want. I said, but I bought it for me and I really didn't want to let it go. He says, no. I need only this much. He says, because it's a rock, I don't need whole thing. So it looked like he tore literally like a 4x4 square and he gave me back my blankie. And seriously, it felt like we were sharing the same blanket, me and the divine energy. It's like almost like sleeping under the one blanket, right? Like it kind of like, I actually cried. How sweet it is that God is saying, you don't need to go out of your way. I want to be inside your blanket, you know, because it's the same thread, right? I registered it as prayer thread afterwards. So that's why I like these, because when I put it in water, it literally feels like the seaweed moving. The mimic of these, like, you know, kind of reminds me of the seaweed. So I was in the ocean and I was watching the seaweed and stuff. And so when I was in the store, I wanted to match because there was the rolls of green fabric they had. And originally I was planning to buy rayon. But then I decided, when I went there, they had a fabric called lycra. It was so soft. Hey, come on in. Have you ever seen the lycra fabric? Lycra fabric is like very, very soft, right? Like, have you seen those? The lycra fabric is how you use the tights. Yes. No, it's not even that. There is a Lulu fabric, like a new fabric material. It's like $70 for those garments. The lycra, have you seen those? It's like a very soft fabric. It like feels smooth.
Oh, lycra. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
What is it called in later?
Lycra. Yeah, it's called. I know what you're talking about. It's like stretchy spandex.
Yeah, so it's like that new, what is it called? Fit. There's a designer pants they have come out with. Fit.
Like the workout pants when you don't sweat?
Yeah, like there is a new line. I forgot, like, what is it called? Fabric.
By what's her name? But yeah.
What is it? Fabric.
By what's her name? Yeah.
Fabric for life.
No,
Fabulous.
Fabulastic or something.
It's by what's her name's daughter? Goldie Hawn's daughter.
Give me more. Is it
Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson. Yeah. Fabulastic or
something like that.
Something. So that's the material I bought. I'm telling them the spiritual, I was asked to buy rolls of the green. Yeah. Rolls of the green color. And I was given insight last week that that's my goal. I need to work on this year. And then last week, lymphedema, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, came up with a green ribbon for healing lymphoma. So I know, already, I'm given the task. So the unit of that, because of this previous blanket I did, was 7/8, right? 7/8 of a yard. So I told them, from now on, any fabric I buy, I'm going to buy 1 yard and 7/8. Okay, for my long sarong, like teachers. They call it shawls and dolls. Have you heard about them? Shawls and DAWLS, dolls.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a California style. The Carmel by the Sea sells them for $70. You'll have little holes on the shawl, and you can wear it any style.
Oh yeah, you can put it in the skirt. I know that.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
So look it
dress,
up. It's called shawls and dolls.
Shawls.
So
Yeah.
I actually designed my first one last week, and I actually wore it for a lawyer's interview. It looked so cute. And you know which one I made the first one like that? Is that black hair shade with the gods. So I made it. Remember the black hair shade with the gods?
Yes.
So what I did was, what you do is get 1 7/8 of a yard, any material, and then you fold it into half. Okay. From the edge on top, measure 1 finger length in the corner, and then 1 from top. So like you'll create a square and then make a hole, and then you tear it exactly 1. So then
You can
will
put
have,
it on,
yes,
you have the arms, you can,
yes.
I saw that. I know what you're talking
So
about.
there's no
So you-
sewing involved?
no
No,
sewing
no.
at all.
You can
And
count.
it makes it
Fold
so
it.
cute.
It's my new wardrobe.
See, the reason is because these materials are so soft, it just like feels flowy. So I created my
I
first
know what you're talking
fabric.
about. You can make it into anything you want. You can make it into where you can go like this and tie it like this and become
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
it's top. I saw that on the internet.
So I actually was able to do that last week. So anyway, so to come back to that, right? So I was doing total 4 material I got from 1 7/8 of a yard, and then this rolls of fabric, right? So I said, whatever it is, I will take it. And guess what? It was measuring out to be 10 7/8 of a yard.
Oh.
So God matched it for me, right?
Oh,
That's the way
yeah.
I felt. But then I came home, I said, okay, the unit measure was 7/8 of a yard. And I'm going to show you guys. It became very significant for me because when I measured 7/8 of a yard, I said, why is it coming again and again? And 7/8 of a yard was every yard is 36 inches. 7/8 was 31.5 inches, I calculated. So when I did the tip, 31.5, it exactly extends from my heart to the tip of my.
Wow.
The reason is like when you do bow and arrow,
Yeah.
when you shoot
Yeah.
shoot from your heart to the tip of the finger. So I was thinking, oh my God. Like, can you imagine, how targeted my focus is?
Yeah.
And God is telling me to not use my brain,
And just
use
do-
my heart,
Yeah.
and just target what I want, and I'm going to hit it.
Outside.
So I feel by using mind, we are losing the focus. Whereas when you open your heart, you are going to be
Yeah,
on
because if you
track.
focus on it, you're not going to get it
Yes.
right. So if you use your heart, then you're going to get it.
And so that became my theme last week. And I was thinking, oh my God, see, the reason is when I went there, many fabric was on sale. And the fabric per yard is $3.99 or $2.99. Lycra was $10 per yard. No, that's
Who's
not.
that?
Go to clearance rack.
That's me. Go to the
So,
That's not my phone. That's a. Somebody's order card in the book.
no, that's somebody. I don't need to answer. But
Okay.
this is like about a magnet thing he's asking, and I don't want to discuss that with him. But what I'm saying is, we all need to understand. Like, see, for me, because I was meditating, the lymphoma was given because all the toxins in our body is stored in lymphoma. I mean, lymphatic tissue, not lymphoma. And the way people are expressing it as non-Hodgkin lymphoma, they are developing nodes, we are not paying attention, and then it ends up being cancer. So I feel personally, seriously cleansing the lymphatics is number one way. And guess who is going to be the remedy? Radiation seaweed. She said she already got the answer. She says, any problem in future you have, because she's already cleansing the ocean. She says, I am going to be the future remedy for illness that not even aware. So then afterwards, I started having dizziness.
She told me about that.
So when I tested myself, my energy, only half the brain is getting energized. And I couldn't understand why. And I found when I tested me in the scan, it's a processing issue of something called pyroluria. And what it is there is a specific way my brain, pyrols or because I use dollar menu,
Oh,
and because of that, it's a ketogenic diet my body is following, and pyrrole's processing issue is a genetic issue. If people are not doing spiritually, they're going to develop schizophrenia. So, because only half of the brain gets information, so we are not balancing. Because the other side for me is spiritually, I'm able to overcome that. And I'm going to show you guys how my scan looked. And they said people like me, if we were not on the spiritual path, we would have shown behaviors that would be considered oh.
it's like schizophrenia.
So see, this is the blanket God shared with me. Okay, this is the blanket. Look at the fuchsia. Okay, and then I'm gonna show you guys.
Debbie makes blankets.
No, but it's a color theme. Like what I'm saying is, if by chance you guys understand and do it spiritually, we can overcome anything, any problem. But to understand what the problem is, you need to name it, right? So this was.
What do you have that paper? I'm just gonna leave it for people that see.
See, this was my scan report. Only half
Show me that.
half of my brain was working.
It's more than
So no, but like what I'm saying is, imagine how much toxins I'm holding in spite of working spiritually, in spite of cleaning my body, in spite of eating less. I'm still storing toxin. My friend went to New York this weekend. She is also holistic. She became extremely dizzy there. When she came back, she said she couldn't even hold her balance, having nausea. New York is filled with pollutants. So I have a software in my computer in Holliston. We ran her scan. Like I said, Pyrrole, the only way to reset it is B vitamins, zinc. That's it. And a little magnesium. So the reset is easy, but if you don't understand what you're treating, you're going to be always lost, right? And so you look up pyrrole urea, Pyroluria. It's like not many people are even aware of it. So hers, when I tested, she had Forstitan poisoning, and that is to remedy insecticide they spray, because in New York they have very high bed bugs. Okay, bed bugs, lice, and all in the hotel. So they are probably sleeping because it's vermicticide and pesticide. The reason is they're spraying they have very high bed bugs. And it's a huge issue. Rats, all these, they have issues in New York. And she became poisoned. It's an organophosphorus compound poisoning. When you sleep, you're going to inhale, right? So we are not even aware of amount. And I could have never guessed it until I did the software. What I'm telling you guys is, I know what I'm doing. If you guys trust me, I can bring you to the next level. By you guys staying in one area and not exploring your natural health, you are not even aware how much more sickness is going in. And by the time we develop a diagnosis of terminal illness and stuff, it's too late. Like for me, because I'm every week paying attention, even little, change in my status, I can pick it up. And the cancer cells, unfortunately hides, and it hides from the immunity, and then it jumps. It's like the police waiting for you to be caught when you're speeding. You understand? So that's the reason. That's the reason I'm sharing all this with you. And I'm saying, I'm not even using logic anymore. Because logic stopped working for me. That's why, I feel like all this is irrelevant. And you know what I do? Literally, they said our dust in our feet creates the medicine the plant. So when you guys leave, I sweep the floor in the evening. I put it back into my plants. And that's what I eat, the lemongrass and stuff. Because The plants will create the remedy, and through that I can learn what you guys are undergoing. Because you're walking those areas, right? That does, the plant takes in and creates a remedy of it. So that's how all my paths have a little bit of ear dust. So I am doing everything to keep us on track. And if you trust me, I can bring you to the next level. That's all I want to share.